What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today I wanted to go over a strategy that just about everybody should be doing when they get at least their first E5. So we're going to be doing it on all of our free-to-play accounts, and that is optimizing your resources generation in Void Ark, because you don't necessarily need 15 E5 heroes to completely optimize your Void Ark. Of course, E5s and Void Imprints, those help a lot with the resource generation, but you're missing out on progress if you're not doing what we're going to show you how to do today. So make sure you guys take 1 second, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump right into it. So we are here on our free-to-play Season 1 account. As you guys know, we have multiple E5s. We have an E1 Flora project. We got a lot of stuff going on. We have some food heroes. So typically what we're going to be talking about here is the key number of heroes for doing Void Ark is going to be 15 heroes. Now that has to be 15 heroes that are at least 6-star or higher, and you cannot use puppets. So if you have any like 6 stars or 9 stars or 10-star puppets, you cannot use those. But what you should be trying to do as you build your food up, you should make sure you have enough to fill 15 spots. So we have to get to this Michelle right here in order to have what we need. Now it does get a little bit difficult, and sometimes you have to build some heroes you might not want to, but it is always a safe bet building heroes like eventually you're going to use your light hero, so you can build some 6 stars up here. You can do the same thing in the dark faction if you have what you need, but yeah, you kind of need to try to pay attention and figure out where your best odds are for what heroes you're going to build. So we're going to pull out all of our extra shards right now. Okay, again, once you build 10 stars, you are going to lose a lot of those 6 and 9-star and 10-star heroes, so you're going to have to replenish them. But in the meantime, it should not be that bad of an idea. So we're going to actually build a couple more 6 stars here. So we're going to consume a few of these heroes up here. I'm going to leave that one Dominator and make sure we have an extra. And they can just be level 1. You don't have to level them up either. I believe we could probably make like a Bleaker in here that we eventually turn into food. So that's not too bad of a plan right here. We'll use that Flame Strike, looking good. So we're down to needing one more hero. Where can we build them? Doesn't really look like we should do it in Abyss. We could do it here. We could do it here. And I think we might have to. Although, light and dark, what do we have? We got another 5-star right here we can grab out. We could make a dark spirit. Sorry, not a divine spirit, but a dark spirit 6-star to eventually use as food down the road. We're going to just consume a Daddy Moog. I don't really care. So right now, we are at that point. We have Void Imprints mainly on the ticks, and that's because we're still going for Aspen Dungeon, and I don't want to waste gems pulling it off, putting it back on. But once you get to Death 100, it's better to then take your Void Imprints and spread it across as many of your E5 heroes as possible. And then you need 15 heroes that are at least 6-star. So when we go into Void Ark, we're going to jump in here, and the whole point of this is to try to maximize your mineral collectors on your void loads every single day. So that's a little bit difficult, because one of the things you really do want to focus on if you do this optimally is upgrading this collector workshop once you get to like the 2nd or really the 3rd location. Once you get into like Eventide is when you really want to start upgrading it. Before that, you're doing this to clear 90% of the map and then moving on to the next one. And of course, do not smash. Smash is one of the worst things possible unless you absolutely positively don't have the time to spend on the game, which a lot of you don't. A lot of you guys just want to play 10-15 minutes a day. That's perfectly fine. But if you are actually going for progress, you're going to want to do something along these lines. Now, you notice you put a 9-star in, you lose resources here. You put something lower in, like a 6-star, you lose even more. But anything over a 10-star, you get bonuses, and even more bonuses when you're talking about Void Imprinted heroes. Your main priority is to take your highest enabled and highest heroes and use them in these void loads right here. If you don't put them in the void loads, you're going to be missing out on some progress, but we are going to be able to get to a couple of them today. We are going to have to put some heroes in some of these, which we're going to throw like our E1 here and start moving along to our first void load. We'll just start using some of our 9 stars. Really, the difference between the Transcendent Vaults and the pet material ones isn't a big difference. I personally like putting my higher tier heroes in the Transcendent Vaults, but that's just me. And what you really need to do is you need to put your highest power ones in these void loads. The next thing you need to do is you need to make sure you're mapping yourself around to get to as many void loads in a day as possible that you have heroes to put in. So we're just going to kind of go along here, make our progress along this map here, work our way to the next void load, and that's when we're going to put in our next E5. Now, the big thing here is also monitoring your timer, because right here we have 10 hours left. 10 hours is enough before reset for me to log back on and get an extra void load. So what I'm mainly going to do here is I'm going to make sure I'm unlocking one extra one, because later tonight in about 10 hours, I'll be able to put another one of these E5s in there, which is going to make for some good progress. After you do that, what I suggest is trying to map your way close to other void loads for like future days. But besides that, you're just going to be going around here, plugging in as many 5s or as many 6 stars as possible while not activating them. You don't want to activate tomorrow's void loads. You want to leave them open so you can keep exploring as much as possible. But once you are done with the day, then you'll be good. I'm saving that Sherlock copy right there for that void load. Now, if you would have smashed, you might have gotten to too many void loads, and then you would have lost progress, because then you'd have like 2 void loads open or 3 void loads open, and then you would just simply be stuck. That is why smashing ends up being so bad for your account. So we're going to work our way down over here as well. And even though we don't have like full E5 accounts, the point is we have 15 heroes to make this progress. It doesn't matter if we're getting negative than the basic resources. The point is getting into as many of these nodes as possible is what gives you progress. The next thing is you want to be hitting each one of these. Of course, you need to manually hit them and try to win as many as possible, because getting as many of these exploration points as possible is going to be hugely beneficial. Now, in the early game, you're going to come across ones that you simply can't beat. If you're in the later game, try to find a way to win. And then, of course, you have the bosses here. Try to kill them as often as possible. But if you are earlier like me right here, I'm just like smashing my head against the wall. I just don't have anything that does good PvE damage. This is why Ithaca is a very good early game E5 hero to build, because, I mean, you see, oh, I attacked the wrong one. Figures. I forgot we didn't kill the one in the previous one. Make sure you don't do what Barry just did and make sure you attack the one with lower HP. These will keep carrying over map to map as you progress through the sectors and go further on. So yeah, this is pretty much what you want to do. Make sure you're getting close to more void loads, and then, like I'm doing here, later on tonight when this void load finally resets, it's before reset, I'm going to throw that Sherlock in and gather it, and then we're good to go for the next day. So the whole game is playing have 15 heroes, and then make sure you're playing the mineral collector game for your void loads to make sure you're getting maximum progress. Let me know what you guys think. If you need any other tips, leave a comment down below. If you have different strategies, let me know as well. I love to hear your opinions, and I'll see you guys next time.